Right now at 6, Newton County first responders are alerted to a report of a train striking a car.
And we've got some clouds out there thanks to some rain off to the north. Most of us dry for the majority of the day. We'll have a look at the forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the 4th of July weekend means a boom in business for fireworks stands and sellers. We'll see how sellers prepare for the booming business. Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. Of course, we're live here on KOAM and streaming live on the KOAM Plus app. Right. And that thing is extraordinarily convenient because you can catch us anytime, anywhere.
Absolutely. Super important, even during thunderstorms, severe weather, or just, seeing what's going on in your neighborhood. Absolutely.
It certainly is very beneficial, and you'll want to know what it's going to do today, and that's why we're here.
Yes.
Is to tell you things. She tells you what's happening in your neighborhood in terms of news and all that good jazz. I will tell you whether or not it's going to rain in your neighborhood. And some of us are seeing rain right now.
Yes.
Yeah, up in our far northern counties. Skywatch Storm Tracker is showing us where some of that rain is. It's been really confined to, say, Garnett, Burlington, up in, again, the far northern counties out there. And there it is. You can see. Got a little heavier shower now developing over into Anderson County, just to the south of Garnett. Again, nothing strong, nothing severe. Better thunderstorm activity north of Emporia. Places like Kansas City, Topeka, Lawrence, they're going to get more activity than we will out of this system, but it will continue to slowly glide to the east, and we'll bring these little showers again to our far northern counties. The majority of us, though, again, dry as we head through the morning. All right, quick look. Heat advisories, bulk of southeast Kansas through 8 o'clock tomorrow. I want to emphasize that. They've already gone ahead and stretched these out through tomorrow evening. Oklahoma, excessive heat warnings and advisories as well until 9 o'clock this evening. But again, those could be reissued tomorrow. Would not be surprised if they were. Future tracks showing the last of that thunderstorm activity up in Bates County. Again, the rest of us dry. However, we're at that point we could see some pop-up showers and thunderstorms for some of us. So say maybe just outside of Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, Joplin, Anderson, Bentonville, just on this little diagonal here, a little boundary out there. You can see where those wind arrows are kind of meeting together, and it could set off a couple of pop-up showers or storms, again, between, say, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon until about 7, 8 in the evening. They won't last long. Not everybody will get rain, and then we'll be clear as we go through the overnight hours. Temperatures this morning, where we've got the cloud cover, that's been helping. Of course, the rain helps too. We've got some temperatures into the low 70s, but down to the southwest, less clouds, no rain, and it is a bit warmer, holding on to the mid 70s through northeastern Oklahoma. Highs today, again, they're a bit deceiving. Upper 80s, low 90s. That sounds somewhat manageable. It's hot, but manageable. But higher dew point values, higher humidity levels, put those heat index values 100 to 105. Again, northern counties, some isolated storms, otherwise partly cloudy, and then we could see some of those pop-up storms late afternoon, early evening hours. We do have more rain chances on the way, and unfortunately, that includes rain chances for the 4th. We'll take a look at all the details in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon. Well, first responders rush a person to the hospital after an explosion takes place in McDonald County. The incident took place around 10:30 Saturday morning. McDonald County deputies responded to a residence where a possible suicidal subject was claimed to be. Deputies spoke with the individual in an attempt to have them exit the house when what has been described as a large explosion took place. First responders were able to gain access and remove the victim from the building. The victim was transported via helicopter to a hospital. A McDonald County deputy was also treated at the hospital. He has since been discharged. Well, Joplin police officers have arrested a man after engaging in a foot chase Saturday evening. Officers were at Ewart Park performing a pedestrian check when the man fled on foot. The man then stole a bicycle from a female and began riding away. The subject eventually made his way south on New Hampshire Street before an officer caught up and detained him. The man has numerous warrants and could face additional charges. The woman whose bike he stole was located and given back her bike. Newton County first responders were alerted to a report of a train striking a car. The incident occurred on around 9:20 p.m. Saturday night near Tipton Ford access off of Old Highway 71. Missouri State troopers say the car was struck on the tracks after the driver mistook it for a road. The occupants of the vehicle did exit the car before the train slammed into it. No injuries have been reported. Fort Scott residents, Broadway Avenue between 5th and 6th is closed until further notice. The city citing the closure is because of a developing sinkhole that city crews are currently securing the area and all traffic is being diverted. Motorists are advised to seek alternate routes and residents living within the block will still have access to their homes. You are advised to make your entry via 6th Street. The Fort Scott city manager released a statement saying, quote, "We will continue to update citizens on our findings. Thank you and sorry for the inconvenience in advance," end quote. Well, to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, 4th of July celebrations are underway across the 4 states. The Free Will Baptist Church of Carthage hosted its God and Country Celebration Sunday to help join in the holiday spirit. The event featured activities for the whole family, including a barbecue and inflatables. Attendees also had the opportunity to listen to live music from Borderline Bluegrass.
It feels great. This is something that we've looked forward to doing, and it just kind of all came together and fell in place. So it's encouraging to us. We have a lot of fun doing these type of events.
Organizers say they hope to continue holding events similar to the God and Country celebration in the future. Well, few things are as recognizable around the 4th of July than the bright displays of fireworks in the sky. A report from Wallet Hub estimates that consumers spent roughly $2.7 billion on fireworks last year. KOAM Samantha Walker has more on how fireworks sellers prepare for the booming business.
I've always grown up going to fireworks shows, or we set them off in our front yard. So it's a good way to get families together.
For people across the country, fireworks are a staple part of Independence Day celebrations. And data from Wallet Hub suggests that in the 4-state area, shoppers are willing to spend for a show. Missourians spend the most out of all Americans on fireworks, with the average sale being more than $20 per person.
No matter where you go in the fireworks, people are excited to come see you. So they go to the grocery store because they have to, right? They have to get groceries. They don't want to spend their money on groceries, but we have to eat. But when they come here, they are excited. This is something they want to do, they love to do.
For sellers like Central City Fireworks, the 2-week span surrounding the 4th of July is always busy, with customers hoping to find the biggest boom for their buck. Sellers say this year is looking promising for sales.
A lot of important factors come into play. We always want it not to rain on the 3rd and 4th. That's always beneficial in the fireworks business. Not having drought conditions. Luckily, we've had a good season this year. We've had a few rains. Everything worked out good there. So I think we're expecting a good turnout.
Presley says sellers like her prepare for months for the holiday, making sure they have all the favorites, from sparklers to mortar shells. She hopes people choose to shop locally as a result of their hard work.
It puts money back into the local economy, back into local people, local business owners. So you're supporting your own community when you shop local.
And nobody realizes that sometimes the local shops like Central City, they have better prices on things, and you can get more for a cheaper price than you can if you go somewhere else.
And for fireworks sellers, they say it's special to see families take part in the tradition of lighting up the sky.
They love fireworks, they love celebrating our freedom, they love America, and everyone that comes here is just happy to be here, and we love it.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
You can learn more about city ordinances on fireworks as well as find community displays on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The Justice Department has worked out a plea agreement with Boeing over those deadly 737 MAX crashes. Plus, President Biden is trying to rebound from Thursday night's poor debate performance. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Monday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch this morning. The Justice Department reportedly has worked out a plea agreement with Boeing over those deadly 737 MAX crashes. The company would plead guilty to criminal charges related to the two crashes that killed 346 people. A lawyer representing the families of those killed on the 737 jets called the proposal a, quote, sweetheart deal for Boeing and said the families are upset with it. Robert Clifford says the plea deal lacks accountability and the families will likely urge the judge overseeing the case to reject the deal if Boeing accepts it. The specifics of the proposal remain unknown and neither Boeing nor the Justice Department commented. Boeing will have until the end of the week to determine whether to accept the plea deal or go to trial. Well, President Biden is trying to rebound from Thursday night's poor debate performance. A new poll shows it affected how some voters view him. CBS News correspondent Naomi Ruckham reports from New York.
President Biden departed South Jersey after a fundraiser this weekend on his way to Camp David. CBS News has learned he's had conversations there with family members who are urging him to stay in the race and keep fighting after his dismal debate performance. Some Democrats are also publicly voicing their support.
Joe Biden is not going to take himself out of this race, nor should he.
A new CBS News poll conducted after the debate shows 54% of Democratic registered voters say President Biden should be running for re-election, and 46% say he should not, a 10% shift compared to February. Of those who think he should not, the top reasons are age and decisions he might make in office. Some Republicans say the debate is proof the president is experiencing cognitive decline.
If you want to look at past performance to judge what's going to happen in the future, God help us all if Joe Biden gets reelected.
Another factor in the election is the pending Supreme Court decision expected later today on whether former President Donald Trump has immunity from criminal prosecution.
I think the president has immunity. It's not about whether he should pardon himself. It's about whether to be prosecuted in the first place for discharging his official duties.
As for fundraising after the debate, the Biden campaign says it has not impacted efforts, with $33 million raised since Thursday night. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
The Democratic National Committee held a conference call over the weekend trying to paint a positive picture going forward, but not allowing any comments from those on the call. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we got a few showers out there for some of us and clouds for others. It's going to be another hot one. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Good morning, I'm Elise Snowy with your KOAM News Update. McDonald County first responders rush a person to the hospital after an explosion Saturday morning. County deputies were in talks with a possible suicide subject when the explosion happened. First responders were able to gain access and remove the victim from the building. The victim was transported via helicopter to a hospital and the McDonald County deputy was also treated at the hospital. He has since been discharged. Newton County first responders were alerted to a report of a train striking a car Saturday evening. The incident occurred near Tipton Ford access off of Old Highway 71. Missouri State troopers say the car was struck on the tracks after the driver mistook it for the road. The occupants of the vehicle did exit the car before the train slammed into it.
We've got a hot day across the area, upper 80s, low 90s, those highs deceiving as heat index values 100 to 105, maybe even a little higher for some of us. Isolated pop-up storms possible by the afternoon and early evening hours. Unfortunately, most of us dry and partly cloudy. Skies begin to clear overnight, mild, mid to upper 70s. And we've got a very hot day tomorrow, upper 90s and sunny. Thunderstorm chances Wednesday and Thursday.
Well, a former inmate at a women's prison in Nashville, Tennessee has turned her life around. She's now attending Princeton University and interning at the same facility where she was a prisoner. Nikki Hauser has more.
Go ahead and drag them into your media folder.
Inside the Deborah K. Johnson Rehabilitation Center,
Quotation marks will create your rows.
doing time doesn't mean doing nothing.
Look what you can do. Just stay focused on the future and not the past.
Mary McCrary would know. She went from coding in prison
And then over there, hit Control B.
to coding at
Princeton University. Yeah.
I wake up some days and I can't even believe I'm here. I'm in New Jersey at an Ivy League school, one of the top schools in America.
After a year and a half behind bars, Mary got out late last year and was accepted into the elite internship at Princeton, where she analyzes data in a video game program.
This is another one that I made.
But it all started right here, in a prison computer coding class called Persevere that teaches inmates how to build a website from the ground up.
Technology, nowadays is where everything's at.
And format your document real quick.
Made some terrible choices, struggled with addiction, went to prison, decided I needed to do something different, got with some great people that wanted to help you in there, and persevered.
Mary's story, one that inspires current inmates sitting in the same classroom.
It's amazing to see that somebody came from this class and was able to go so big, that's a big deal for me because that's what I want to do when I get out.
That's the purpose of the class, after all, to prove mistakes made in the past don't determine your future.
To see someone go from prison to Princeton is our wish for every incarcerated person. We want people to be better than they were when they first came here.
It brings you hope.
Mary finishes up her internship in August and plans to return to Tennessee to start her own business. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
I got a few isolated showers out there. For some, that's leading to cloud cover. For others, and slightly cooler temperatures, but a hot day in store across the board. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 6:22 on this Monday morning. Never a dull moment here at the KOAM Morning News. We have a lot of fun, and we hope to bring some fun to you. And on days when it's going to be hot, but at least there's no severe weather, why not have a little fun, right? Nobody's in agreement. I'm going to go back on vacation, I guess. That's what I'm going to have to do. Skywatch Storm Tracker shows us just some showers up here around Garnett, some thunderstorm activity north of our area, and that's going to track into Kansas City. These showers are going to slowly continue to traipse east, but as you can see, the bulk of it is just going to stay in our northern counties out here, where most of us will remain dry. However, we've got a fair amount of cloud cover from these showers out there, which has helped with some temperatures this morning. Won't do a lot otherwise, but at least this morning it's been nice. By this afternoon, we start to go partly cloudy. There's those showers in Bates County. That's it. But later in the day, we could see a few isolated pop-up showers or thunderstorms. Nothing strong, nothing severe expected, but we could see a couple of those later into today. Then as we head overnight, we're clear. Most of our Tuesday, in fact, all of our Tuesday, we are sunny, we are hot, we are breezy. South winds gusting upwards of 25 miles an hour and temperatures approaching 100 for a lot of us out there. Then Tuesday night into Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms. So throughout the day Wednesday, we've got scattered storms. We have a boundary out there, and these storms, again, they're going to be scattered. Not everyone will see rain, and some of those could be strong, low-grade severe. Wind and hail are the primary concern with any of that, but nonetheless, we'll see that activity. It won't be until later in the day where the boundary itself starts to trigger some thunderstorm activity out there, and it doesn't stop us from getting hot either. Then, as we go into the 4th of July, unfortunately, we do have thunderstorm chances again. So this is where we go. So Wednesday night into Thursday morning could have a few lingering showers and thunderstorms out there. And this is where Mother Nature just likes to mess with us. Most of the day Thursday is dry. It's hot, but it's dry. Perfect time to set off fireworks. What does Mother Nature start to do? Well, by 7, take a look. Showers and thunderstorms start to roll in. So don't necessarily cancel your plans yet, but just be prepared and keep an eye on the forecast. As we get closer to Thursday, we'll get more refined information. But right now, unfortunately, just in time to, again, celebrate the 4th with some fireworks, shower and thunderstorm chances look to roll in. Let's take a quick look. Again, pop-up storms possible. Nothing severe expected today. Tomorrow night, We've got a low risk for some of those storms as they initially roll into the area for some strong to low grade severe storms, and that's over a broader area as we head into Wednesday. Thursday, I will tell you right now at least, we are looking at the possibility of more strong, potentially severe storms with the activity on Thursday. UV index today is a 9. Burn time is 15 minutes for unprotected skin. Heat advisories, the bulk of southeast Kansas through 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. They've gone ahead and put them that far out. And then excessive heat warnings and heat advisories in Oklahoma through 9 this evening. Our heat risk lines up with that moderate risk out to the west with a minor risk over the eastern half of the area. By tomorrow, though, take a look. We've got major overspreading a good portion of the region. So that's heat index values tomorrow, 105 to 110 degrees possible out there. And then we get into that extreme by Wednesday where that's not going to be good at all. That's a dangerous very dangerous heat index values possible. By Thursday, because of the rain showers, eventually we'll see that start to improve. And then by Friday, take a look at that. Minor heat risk, so heat index values improving. Quick look at temperature, 72 in Joplin, mostly cloudy. East-southeast breeze at 7. Our winds today will start gusting out of the southwest upwards to 20. The temperatures this morning, manageable thanks to the clouds for most of us as we're into the low 70s, but a little further southwest, warmer, but temperatures haven't changed much, hanging out in the upper 70s. Today, again, some isolated storms in our northern counties, otherwise partly cloudy skies, low 80s by 11 o'clock this morning. Our highs today, upper 80s, low 90s, heat index values 100 to 105. And we'll get really hot tomorrow and Wednesday with dangerous heat index values possible. Thunderstorm chances, as we mentioned, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe again on Sunday and Tuesday. That's a check of your forecast, and we're going to send it over to Elise with Health Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, taking extra zinc and calcium 3 months before contraception may help women avoid hypertension when pregnant. Researchers say the study at Columbia University highlights the importance of nutrition before conceiving. Hypertension during the pregnancy can harm both the mother and developing fetus. Well, a new study reveals a possible new way to fight childhood obesity. Researchers at Syracuse University found that the offspring of male mice that consumed fish oil had a lower body weight than the offspring of fathers not supplemented with fish oil. Researchers say this is the first study to examine inheritance patterns exclusively in the paternal line. And in another test with mice, researchers at Virginia Tech found a natural compound in olives called elenonic acid can lower blood sugar levels and promote weight loss. They hope this finding can one day lead to safe and inexpensive natural products to manage obesity and diabetes. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, community members come together to celebrate Neosho at the Celebrate Neosho Festival.
And we've got some clouds out there this morning thanks to rain well to our north. It's still going to be a hot one. We'll have a look at that forecast. Get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Southeast Kansas Humane Society held a microchipping event to raise awareness about keeping an eye on your pets. Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:30. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. We're live on KOAM, streaming live on the KOAM Plus app for your preferred smart TV. Are they really that smart?
I think so.
When I'm ready to veg out in front of the TV, they can be as smart as they want to be if they do all the work.
Like I just, I remember the good old days of, the CRT TVs and you get the snow. Of course, the snow is what leads to Poltergeist because that's what happened in the movie in '82 is, the station stopped broadcasting. The ghost came. I keep forgetting that you're like 5 years old compared to me.
I think I was 5 years old when I was using those TVs and then never thereafter again.
Do you vaguely recall,
I just remember pressing a circular button to turn on my TV to watch Arthur on PBS as a kid.
Okay, all right. Okay. See, and when you could get close enough, you could make your hair stand up from the static buildup on the TV.
That would be, with all of this going on, that would be a disaster.
Good times though, back when we were kids. Well, the good news is we have smart TVs and we have somewhat smart people on those TVs to tell you what's going on. She's smarter than I am. I'll give her that much there. Let's start with the Skywatch Storm Tracker, and we're going to take a look at some showers in our far northern counties. So there they are. There's not much out there, unfortunately. I know we do need some more rain, but not much going on. And man, we had some severe weather over the weekend. And when we were in Kansas City with the family this weekend, we had severe weather up there. So even though I wasn't on air, of course, in KC, it was interesting to see their coverage and keep my family safe, so we knew what was going on. And we need to know what's going on this morning. Just a few showers in our far northern counties, and that's where they're going to remain. This activity will just kind of continue to skirt up to the north. Then we could see some pop-up storms for some of us later today. Heat advisories, southeast Kansas through 8 o'clock tomorrow. Excessive heat warnings and heat advisories in Oklahoma through 9 this evening. There's those storms this morning heading into the afternoon on the future track. And then we've got pop-up storms along a weak boundary out there. Nothing strong or severe, but we could see a few of those. Most of us, though, again, dry and hot today. Warmer off to the southwest. Temperatures mid-upper 70s. The rest of us upper 60s, low 70s, but all of us getting in on the heat. Now, don't let the highs fool you. Highs today, upper 80s. Low 90s. Heat index values, though, are going to be 100 to 105, maybe a little higher for some of us. Partly cloudy skies, breezy, southwest winds gusting upwards of 20, and again, some pop-up storm chances for some of us later today. We have more rain chances as we head into the 4th of July holiday. We'll take a look at the full forecast here in a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, we'll see you soon. Well, June is National Microchip Month, and the SCK Humane Society is working to raise awareness on the importance of being able to identify your furry friends. The shelter hosted a low-cost pet microchip clinic to help get as many animals chipped as possible. The event was open to both cats and dogs, and organizers say microchips are important for animals as 1 out of every 3 pets will go missing during its lifetime.
It's a great way to keep track of your animal, so in case they ever get out, it's a way so you can get them back. So instead of just looking around, if somebody ever picks them up, they can scan it and they'll be able to get back to you at a faster manner.
Animal advocates say it is especially important to have a way for your pet to be identified ahead of the 4th of July. More pets run away during the holiday than any other time of year. The Country Closet in Carl Junction hosted a red, white, and blue bash Saturday. The event included free hot dogs and desserts and discounts all across the store. Military members and veterans could also get a 10% discount on any item in the store.
I think it's important to support your small businesses and help keep money in your community, and just having a fun time with your friends or neighbors. Come in and shop and have a good time.
People could also participate in a flower crown making class for just $10. A very hot day in Neosho Saturday as residents celebrated the city. The Celebrate Neosho Festival hosted a wide variety of events and attractions, from a cornhole tournament to a watermelon seed spitting contest. Residents could also cool off by using the on-water slides.
We just have a square full of fun and excitement for everyone to join in on. It's really exciting just seeing them run and play, and just taking part in all of the things that we've been able to bring out here today is really exciting for everyone.
The night ended with a fireworks show at 10 p.m. Well, Lego and relax, because Joplin Public Library hosted a Lego Build-a-thon. The Build-a-thon was open for kids ages 6 through 12 and it was free and open to the public. The library also had books on Lego for kids to use to inspire their creativity.
I want to be a sketching guy, and I love to.
It's a good opportunity for kids to come learn about sharing, making friends, and it's just a good part of being part of the community.
The activities were available between 1 and 2 p.m. on Saturday. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Canadian airline WestJet has canceled hundreds of flights after its maintenance workers union went on strike. And we have a hot and cloudy day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. In Consumer Watch this morning, The Salvation Army, Evergy, and Vornado are making sure Wichitans keep cool this summer by giving away free fans. Abby Ray reports.
I feel excited to get a new fan,
Sheena Martinez is a mother of 4 kids under 5 years old. She struggles to keep her home cool in the summer. That's why she went to the Salvation Army to pick up a new fan.
It means everything to me because I sleep out in the living room with my 2 babies and it gets hot in there. So I'm thankful for that.
She and dozens of people in Sedgwick County lined up to get one of the 500 free fans the Salvation Army was giving out Tuesday. The process for first-timers is simple: a short wait and filling out some paperwork.
A fan doesn't seem like a lot, but if you can keep your air conditioning set at a certain level to where you're not using all that energy, your electric bill's going to go down.
The Salvation Army partnered with Evergy and Vornado to give out these fans. Evergy has been a part of this for more than a decade, and in that time it's given out more than 50,000 fans.
We just hope that we're able to help provide a service to our customers to help them stay cool in the summer heat.
A fan means everything to someone in this 100-degree-plus weather.
Gary Gimple is 78 and has no air conditioning in his home. So how does he usually stay cool?
Cold showers, and I used to have an ice bag that I put ice on my head. That's pretty rough. Yeah, I'm waiting for October.
He was cooling off at the library when he saw a flyer advertising this free fan giveaway. He has a message for the Salvation Army.
Thank you, and God bless you.
A new California law that goes into effect today will require credit card networks like Visa and MasterCard to provide retail codes to banks that can be assigned to gun stores to track sales. Lawmakers in New York and Colorado are following suit. Some Democrats and gun control activists say the codes could help flag suspicious gun-related purchases. 17 states with the GOP legislatures have passed laws limiting such codes or banning them due to concerns that gun buyers who have done nothing wrong will be targeted. Canadian airline WestJet has canceled hundreds of flights after its maintenance workers union went on strike Friday night. The union says the airline is unwilling to negotiate a new deal. The airline CEO says the blame falls on a, quote, rogue union from the U.S. The strike came right before a long holiday weekend and Canada Day celebrated today in the country. And how does a summer Friday sound? Well, it's becoming more common for small businesses to reduce hours on Friday during the summer, one way to boost employee morale. Some companies are even starting to give workers the entire day off. And that's it for Consumer Watch. Now here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're going to start with the Skywatch Storm Tracker. We're looking at a few showers in our far northern counties, even some heavier showers up there. And we've got a new shower developing just to the north of Yates Center out there. Nothing too crazy with this activity. The main thunderstorm activity off to our north, and that's where it's expected to remain as this complex continues to mainly skirt our northern counties. But again, we've been getting a few stray showers to the south of that. And then we could see a few pop-up storms later today. Quick reminder that we do have the heat advisories for the bulk of southeast Kansas through 8 o'clock tomorrow. Again, they've gone ahead and put them out through tomorrow evening. And then excessive heat warnings and heat advisories into Oklahoma through 9 o'clock this evening. But again, would not be surprised to see them reissued tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised to see more of them as we head into our Tuesday as well. Future tracks showing the last of those showers in Bates County. The rest of us dry, partly cloudy, breezy, southwest winds gusting upwards of 20, and it's going to be hot. And I want to remind folks, don't let these high temperatures fool you. Even though they're a little cool, they're hot. Let me rephrase. I know they're hot, but they're cooler than where we have been. They're still going to be very muggy. That's why we have those heat advisories. We're still looking at heat index values today, 100 to 105 degrees. Some pop-up storms possible for some of us along a weak boundary out there as we head in the afternoon and evening hours. Again, most of us dry and just straight up hot. We'll be clear overnight tonight. Quick check of temperatures. Again, not bad. Some of us, Nevada, Iola, upper 60s, low 70s, and the further southwest you go, temperatures haven't moved a lot hot in Oklahoma, but they're still warmer out there as well as we're into the mid to upper 70s. As we go through today, again, highs upper 80s, low 90s, heat index values 100 to 105. Some pop-up storm chances possible for some of us later today, and we'll have a few of those showers in our northern counties this morning. Again, otherwise partly cloudy. We're having another full look at your forecast and talk about what is some unfortunate rain chances for the 4th of July. We're also going to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries, but before we do any of that, let's see what's happening on CBS Mornings.
I'm Nate Burleson. Coming up on CBS Mornings, another edition of Beg Knows America. David introduces us to a man who has something nice to say to everyone who drives by him. See what made the successful businessman give it all up in exchange for making people feel good. That's coming up on CBS Mornings.
All right, time for some Monday birthdays in the 4 states, and we're going to start in Carthage with Stephanie McConnell celebrating birthday number 44. Says, "We love you, Dad and Judy."
And over in Yates Center, a happy 55th birthday to Sean Cantrell. It says, "Love from your family."
And in Girard, Peggy Jones celebrating birthday number 68. Happy birthday to Peggy.
And over in Columbus, a happy 91st birthday to Betty White. It says, "Happy birthday from your Center Christian Church family."
Also in Columbus, Ruby Wright celebrating birthday number 92. Happy birthday, Ruby.
And also celebrating a birthday today is Ellen Hanna. It says here she's a resident at Carrington Place Senior Living. Happy birthday, Ellen.
And Mike and Vi Tuba celebrating their 46th wedding anniversary in Carthage. A very happy anniversary to the Tubas.
And continuing our birthday list with Susan Napodi, it says the newest Carrington Cottage resident. Happy birthday, Susan.
And Angela Red celebrating a birthday, says happy birthday from the Pittsburgh group. Got a great list of birthdays and anniversaries. We want every list to be great, and you can participate. I was not trying to rhyme, but it just happened that way. What can we do? How can they participate?
Yeah, listen to me and Chris and do this. You can submit your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. When you're submitting, of course, be sure to include the day of your celebration to just ensure that we're celebrating you on the right day.
Absolutely, and we've got some rain that could be a pain as we head later into the week. I've got really nothing that rhymes with that at this point. We have run out of rhymes. No, our director James just told us no more rhyming. That is going to be something we have to do. We're going to have to try and just rhyme what we can. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing us some showers out there. Again, these ones, they're not lasting long, but we've had a couple of showers flare up south of this activity, but the bulk of it in our northern counties, Garnett, just north of Burlington on 75. Heavier rain up to the north, and this will continue to slowly roll to the east with the majority of the rain showers impacting our far northern counties through the morning and into the early afternoon. Future Track shows that by noon, that storm in Bates County, we could see some pop-up showers and storms. See where the wind arrows kind of meet and converge right here. Have a weak little boundary that could trigger a few pop-up storms. Nothing crazy expected from that, but just be aware. Otherwise, we're partly cloudy, hot, breezy as we head through today. Our winds gusting out of the southwest upwards of 20. Our Tuesday is hot and sunny. There's nothing on the future track other than temperatures that we do not want to look at as we go into the upper 90s and even some like Bartlesville, 101 tomorrow. Then by tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms begin to roll in. Now, some of these early in the morning could be strong, low-grade severe. Wind and hail are the primary concerns, and then that threat continues Wednesday and will spread a little further south. For the majority of the day, you see those wind arrows converging again? We got a boundary. Majority of the day, the activity stays just to the northwest of that boundary, so northwest of the I-44 corridor throughout southeastern Kansas. That'll keep your temperatures a little bit lower for part of the day at least. Then, as we head into the evening, that boundary itself will actually begin to trigger some thunderstorm activity as well. So those who may not have gotten in on much during the day will start to get in on a little later in the evening. Then we go into the 4th of July, and I'm telling you, Mother Nature is doing this on purpose. She knows it's the 4th of July. And she doesn't want us to really celebrate. Now, again, I'm not saying cancel your plans, but you want to watch the forecast closely, and here's why. Those storms Wednesday night into Thursday morning could continue again into Thursday morning. Then the bulk of the day Thursday is partly to mostly cloudy. It is hot It is unpleasant. This is 2 o'clock. Then we go into fireworks time as the sun begins to set. And what's that Mother Nature's sending our way? Not only uncomfortable temperatures, potentially dangerous heat, but by fireworks time, thunderstorm chances begin to increase across the area. Now, I do also want to emphasize we're still a little ways out, but we do have an area highlighted this far out, which is basically right over our immediate coverage area. We could see some strong to severe thunderstorms with this activity by late Thursday. So we're going to have to keep an eye on all of that. Again, don't necessarily cancel your plans for the 4th, but just be prepared that it may be storming when it's time for you to set off the fireworks. And some of those showers could linger into Friday morning. As for the next couple of days, again, maybe some pop-up storms, nothing significant today. We have that low-end risk tomorrow night across the area, and then that low risk overspreads a greater portion of the area because as we saw in Future Track, the thunderstorms will overspread a greater part of the area as well by Wednesday. And again, large hail, damaging winds, the primary concern with any storms we see. Quick reminder, UV index today is a 9, which is still very high. Burn time's about 15 minutes, so make sure you're taking precautions out there. And we do have those heat advisories, the bulk of southeast Kansas through 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Excessive heat warnings and heat advisories in Oklahoma through 9 tomorrow, through 9 tonight. We'll have another look at your forecast news you need to know in just a moment. And when we switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., we're going to see how one ballet company is teaching students how to dance and build.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. McDonald County first responders rush a person to the hospital after an explosion Saturday morning. County deputies were in talks with a possible suicide subject when the explosion happened. First responders were able to gain access and remove the victim from the building. The victim was transported via helicopter to a hospital, and the McDonald County deputy was also treated at a hospital. He has since been discharged. Newton County first responders are alerted to a report of a train striking a car Saturday evening. The incident occurred near Tipton Ford access off of Old Highway 71. Missouri State Troopers say the car was struck on the tracks after the driver mistook it for the road. The occupants of the vehicle did exit the car before the train slammed into it. Fort Scott residents are advised to avoid Broadway Avenue between 5th and 6th Streets until further notice. A sinkhole has formed following the collapse of a storm drain in the area. Motorists are advised to seek alternate routes, and residents living within the block will still have access to their homes. You're advised to make your entry via 6th Street. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And we've got a hot one today, upper 80s, low 90s, but heat index values 100 to 105, southwest winds gusting to 20. Maybe a couple of pop-up storms for some of us later this afternoon. Unfortunately, most of us dry and just hot. Skies begin to clear as we head through the evening and overnight, and still mild, mid-70s out there. As we head into tomorrow, even hotter, upper 90s, heat index values could approach 110 for some of us. Same on Wednesday. Scattered thunderstorms out there. Unfortunately, we are looking at thunderstorm chances for our 4th of July. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. Maybe some scattered storms next Sunday and Tuesday.
All righty. And coming up today at noon, we're making chilled, beefed up summer salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. You gotta love Howard.
I'm telling you, the things he comes up with for the names of his meals. All right, head on CBS Mornings, though, if you're staying tuned for that. A growing apparel brand worn by the likes of the former President Obama and Steph Curry is making the game of golf comfortable for everyone.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we'll hear about a Wisconsin woman and her Australian pen pal of more than 50 years as they finally meet face to face.
And Kathy Cowley and Debbie Van Winkle from the Buyers United Methodist Church are joining us in the studio to talk about their 4th of July pie sale. And we'll see you back here tomorrow at 5.
And we'll see you at noon.